everybody, it's your boy T Macaroni, and today we are going to be taking a look at probably my most annoying deck list so far in Union Arena with Geto board control with a little bit of a Mahito splash. So basically the aim of the game is to turbo out a Geto onto the board and then start letting your opponents sacrifice their things on board. Because Geto has the unique effect of not only being able to target the front line, but also the back line as well. So one of the first things to actually interact with the energy line in this set. So it's going to be a very fun deck list, so make sure you guys are locked in for this one. But as always guys, if you guys like my content, make sure you are hitting that like and subscribe. It means a lot. A lot of you aren't subscribed as yet, but that's okay. We are on the road to that 200. We're just 4 off. Big stuff. Anyways, without further ado and rambling, let's get into the video. So the main thing about this deck is it is trying to make your opponent to make bad decisions. The first bad decision being on which character they have to sideline on the field. So basically we are doing a lot of board control and trying to make them get rid of all their resources, not only in hand but in board as well, so then we can go for a big aggressive finish. This deck can tilt people a lot, so make sure when you're playing this deck you know what you're getting into. This deck is very rage inducing. I have not only been in the driver's seat of this deck, but I've also been against this deck, and it is very, very taxing to deal with. So basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to control the board with little to no effort. You're just doing your normal game plan and just playing your game while your opponent is suffering on the opposite side. And not only that, you can very easily pivot from a more aggressive strategy by using the Mahito engine to starving your opponent by not swinging into their life and not giving them any additional cards on their board, so they always are losing out in value. So let's take a look at the cards themselves. So first we're going to start as always on the zero energy. The first zero energy we are running is the transfigured person. So it has the transfigured human trait, which is very relevant in a sec, and it has the effect of being able to activate main, switch to resting, and then sideline this card. You get to choose one character on your opponent's front line. It loses 1000 BP for the turn. Now in the grand scheme of things that does not seem like a lot, but in tandem with other cards on our deck, it makes really, really good for board control. And then we are also running Mahito as well, just as a raid target. In the 1 energy slot, we are running Dagon. So when sideline, draw a card. Just an easy, simple effect. Nothing too special there. Next card we are running is the Junpei Yoshino. Junpei Yoshino and Moondrags, and Junpei Yoshino Abomination. One with the Shikigami trait and one with the transfigured human trait. So the Moondrags, as affectionately called, it says if there's a Mahito on board, you may place the top 3 cards into your sideline, and then when sideline, if Mahito is on your field, you get to play up to 1 Junpei Abomination from your hand or sideline and set it to resting. So basically that's how that's our little wombo combo in the early game, so we can use Moondrags either as an early game attacker or an early game blocker, so we can get another body on board as well. So in the 2 energy slot, we are on Ultimate Mechamaru, just the when active against an extra energy generation, just good overall solid stuff. And then we are also on the useless Miwa. When played, we get to draw a card. Simple effects. In the 3 energy slot, but I say 3 energy with an asterisk, is the Hanami. Hanami says if there is a yellow or blue card on your opponent's field, you get to reduce the energy requirement by 1 while in your hand. So this becomes a 2 energy card for you get 2 energy for 2 energy, which in this JJK format is going to be a lot, so usually this will always be a 2 energy card. And then our color trigger for the deck is the 3/1 Mahito. It has the effect of activate main. If on the front line once per turn, we get to sideline 1 character on our field otherwise than Mahito, and then if we do, we may place the top 3 cards of our deck into our sideline. Then we get to play up to 1 character, a card with Transfigure Human affinity from your hand or sideline, set to active on your field. So this is a May to mill the 3 cards, but if you would like to, you can. But the big thing is we get to play 1 transfigured human affinity card, so we can either play the transfigured person, or we can play the Junpei abomination from hand or sideline, and then it has the usual color trigger of being able to play a first card is going to be the self-embodiment of perfection. So this is the Mahito domain expansion. Once per turn, when a Mahito on your field attacks, you may sideline 1 character on your field other than Mahito, and if you do, you get to play 1 character with the transfigured human trait from hand or sideline into active. Very strong card, very good for pushing those aggressive board states. The other card where this Geto should be is the 3/1 Goodwill event, where you can play a Kyoto High School from trash. So usually what we want to be doing here is we want to be putting in our useless Miwas, being able to cycle the Goodwill event to get another card. So basically it's like playing additional copies of the useless Miwa. The last 2 cards in our deck naturally are going to be the Idle Transfiguration. So our special, we get to choose a 3k or less BP on our opponent's front line and sideline it, and then we can place the top 3 cards of our deck into the sideline. If Mahito's on the field, we get to play a transfigured human affinity card from our hand or sideline and set it to active. Notably for this, we have to get both. We have to KO something, and we have to mill. We don't have to mill, we just have to KO something. So very good card. Special, nothing much to talk about. Gets rid of something off the board, plus we get to place a body as well, so doing double duty. And then our last card is obviously our domain expansion. No surprise there. And then here's the deck list, guys. I like to call it the most annoying deck around, because it is very annoying. Usually standard ratios, we are only on 8 zeros. Nothing too surprising in that regard. Just because we have a lot of 1 costs, we can transition very easily into our 2, into our 3, as long as we see 1 0 cost on the board, or in our starting hand, we are usually chilling. And then we have our normal 2-drop slots, our active, and our Hanami, which is a 2-drop usually, or our useless Miwa, so we can dig further in. And then we have the Mahito on the 3 slot. The doubles your energy producer is just good. And then we have 4 Geto and then 3 Mahito, naturally running 4 domain expansions, and then naturally we are on 4 specials. 3 of the Goodwill events, so like I said, it's basically an additional copy of useless Miwa, and then also 1 self-embodiment of perfection. So for the tech options, if you guys don't like the ratios, what you can do is you can always play around with them, because these deck lists are always baselines and can be innovated as well. So the first tech option I would say is probably running more zeros, just in case you see a little bit of a more bricky side, and it's going to be the Yoshi. Yoshi is a 0 cost with an active trigger. That's the only reason I'm running him in there, and he is basically a vanilla. Otherwise, it's just the active trigger is nice. We can make some of our bodies a little bit bigger on the defensive side. The other tech option I was thinking of as well is maybe swapping up the specials to Boogie Woogie, because Boogie Woogie basically says we can swap something. We can get in a little bit more aggressive. So if you want to go a little bit more with that Mahito rate, with the aggression there, you can swap out to Boogie Woogies. This one I still need to test, but I think it could be a good option. And then if you want to have even more board presence and board control, you can tech in the Jogos as well. Being able to get rid of a 4K body just by using 2 AP points and getting a body that you can swing with on that turn as well is very, very efficient. Very, very basic combo. I think I want to actually make a Jogo deck on its own, just to show you the overall potential of what Jogo can do by being able to control the board. Anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. I hope you guys like this deck list, and I hope you guys give it a try out. Geto wasn't one of the more hype characters going into the set, but I hope this deck list can help you guys see what type of strong board presence and board control this card is, and how fun it can really be. Where do I put it amongst every other deck? I think I would put it in a solid tier, maybe 1.5. into a solid tier 2. I think it has some juice, but I think it still needs a little bit more to get to where it's needing to go. This deck's downsides are it loses very strongly to removal and bouncing and stuff like that, and sometimes you can just be dirtling on end, but otherwise from that, it is still a pretty fun deck list. Anyways, guys, like and subscribe as always for more content. We are trying to get our content game up, so make sure you guys keep tuned for all the deck lists and stuff like that I will be trying to put out in the next few days. Let me know what you guys you're going to be playing, and if you've been enjoying the format so far. I want to see all your deck lists and all your ideas and stuff like that, so make sure you guys message me in Discord. Community Discord link in the description as always, and I will make sure to reach out to you guys. If you guys haven't, follow me on X, and always join the community Discord for more games and stuff like that. I'm always in there, so always looking to jam games and stuff and talk and discuss. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.